Yeah, hi guys. Today we'll discuss about the day 5 topic. And so far we are discuss 4 classes are done. So just recap the last class. So in the last class we discussed about the multi-member physical file. It is also kind of the physical file where you have a scenario that you wanted to store the data separately, which having the same structure. So we take an example of that. There is a salary file and there is the same structure. The salary file needs to be hold the information of the employee number and employee name and address and salary. But when it comes to the data, so I wanted to store the data for January separately and February and March. So likewise I wanted to separate it data where it is having the same structure. In that case we go with the multi members, and we'll add the multiple members to your physical file. How we can add? So when you are creating the file by using the CRTPF or whether use a 14 option, so there you usually give the how many members you want for that specific file. Or if his file is already created and you wanted to increment the members, now how you can achieve that? By using the change pf. Okay. And the change pf also we discussed in the last class, where you have a requirement, the file is already created in very long back and now you wanted to change the attribute of field or some length of field. So you either you wanted to add some new field into your file. So in that case, instead of creating the new files, all these things, if you wanted to do the modification the existing file itself without losing the data, so we'll just apply the change pf on that new changes. Okay. So we also discussed about the some commands, the file related commands, like dspfd, dspffd and all these things information. Okay. So today we'll discuss about the field level keywords. So where you have discussed about the, if you wanted to create the physical file, you have a some 4 levels, right? One is file level keywords and record format level, then field level and key field level you have, right? Key field level. Okay. So where is a field level, you basically define the what kind of information you wanted to store in the physical file. Okay. So maybe the name information, number information and address information, or mobile number information, these all things you wanted to store. Okay. For these fields, if you wanted to add the any keywords, just take an example that, for example, you have a employee file. Okay. So in the employee file you basically give the field name like emp name. Okay. And emp number. Likewise you can give, right, the column names. But when you wanted to see the data, when you do the run query on your file, or if you wanted to run the any query on your file, so I wanted to see the column name as a employee name, the full in detailed format. Okay. Employee name I wanted to see like this. Okay. In file backend, that's okay, the field names are emp name and emp number, that is fine. But when I wanted to do the query, and when I wanted to see the information of that file, and the column names should be show as the employee name and employee number. Okay, like this. And for if I some scenario there is a number is there, right? And this should be allowed some values, maybe 5 6 or values. So if you wanted to add such such kind of keywords, that you can achieve through field level keywords. We have some different kind of keywords are there. So you can do that based on your requirement criteria. And field reference file, so what we also discuss about the field reference file. Okay. So and we'll go with the field level attributes. And field level attributes, we can the field name, length and data types along with the option text description and column headings are specified for the each field. Okay. In the field level we basically give the field name, just an example like emp name will give, this is the one field name. And there you give the length 10 and attribute. There also, if you wanted to give the column heading, is a sum of keyword we can use that give the text like in detail format if you wanted to get the employee name. So that is a one kind of field level attribute. So basically in the field level, all this information you will give. The keywords used at field levels are for as follows. So there is a one link. This is a link actually I'll give in a video description. You can just go through that. There is a multiple different kind of keywords are there. What are the use of that keyword, which if you wanted to use that in the field level. Okay. So here if you can see the demo, so we are going to do the demo on this. Okay. If you can see here, my case, it is a emp name only. But when I wanted to see the information of this file, and column name should be shown as a employee name. Okay. And that scenario I just use a column heading. This is a field level keyword. So where you can give the some name for the work field. Okay, so when it comes to the gender, I just wanted to allow the values for either M for male and F for female only. Okay, in that case I given the values keyword. So apart from that, if you if you enter any other value, it won't allow. So that's, and that criteria, that condition I wanted to add for my field, you can use a values keyword. And here you can see the employee number. Here I use a column heading along with check and also compare GT10. Okay, so GT10, in a sense, here my employee number should be greater than 10. Okay, if it is less than 10, I don't want it to allow that value, and it always should be greater than 10. And employee department, if you can see the column heading you are given, and check me, so check that value should be entered. And here if you can see the values DRT, okay, development or testing, I'm just assuming only two values can be entered for this. Okay, so of first we'll do the demo on this, and after that I will go to the other topic. Okay, so I'll just open our AS400. I just go to the work MBA PDM. Okay, so here I'll create, so we already created in the file the employee 10, employee 11, right? So I just copy the employee 10 information. So employee 10 as a employee 12. I'm just copying the source of employee 10 as a employee 12. Okay, like in the desktop, how you can copy the one file and just paste it and rename it as that file, right? Same way, I'm just copied the employee 10 source information, the DDS, and I just pasted over here and renamed that employee 10 as a employee 12. So now what I'm going to do for this option 2, I have a employee name, number, and DOB, and mobile, and salary, and EMP other. So just to file it this, okay, just to file it, and just to compile this employee 12, I'm just using the 14 option, and RQ when you do the run query, and here you can see the employee name, number, and DOB and MOB. So whatever the fields you declared in the field level, the same information you are seeing. So in the my requirement, I don't want it to see the employee name as a employee name when I do the query on this file. Instead of that, I just wanted to see employee name and employee number and EMPDOB. That's fine. Okay, and so in that case, how which keyword you can use column heading. Okay, so for this employee name, I wanted to see the employee name, and EMP number, I wanted to see the employee number. Okay, so what I will do, I'll just take F4 here. There's a functions right here. I'll take the COLHDG, column heading is the keyword. Okay, and employee name I wanted to see. Okay, so instead of employee number, also I wanted to see the employee number. So COLHDG is the keyword. Yes. Okay, so only this two requirement, that's fine. Just file it, and 14 compiling. So now you do the run query, RQ. Just now you can see the employee name is coming, employee number is coming. The rest other fields are same as the field names, because we are not use the column heading keyword for these fields. We use a column heading for only two fields, that employee EMP number and EMP name, and where it's showing the as we expected. Okay. So now I also wanted to add the one condition for um, so we'll add, employee number is there, right? So for employee number, it should allows only the values greater than 10. Okay, for that you can add CUMP compare just GT10. Okay, so whenever you enter the value for this, it compares. Okay, it compare. For example, if I enter the employee number as a 1, 1 compare with 10. As per the condition here, compare the GT10. Okay, it should be greater than 10. So 1 greater than 10, it is an true false condition, so it won't allow. Okay, so where you added the condition that value should be greater than 10. Okay, so this is how you can add the condition. Let's just file and compile it and try to give the data and check whether it is working or not. Just a 14, and I can do the UD for update, and here I can give some employee name Ram. Okay, and number I'm giving some 1. Okay, so mobile will give something and salary will give something. So all the information we given. Okay, so if you can see here, it is highlighted because the employee number as per the condition it should be greater than 10. Okay, so I'll try to give the 11. Okay, now it's allowed. Just F3 and enter, go to the run query and enter. Now you can see the information of 11 is allowed. When I given the one option, it is not allowed, and since the condition got failed, where you have given the condition at the field level by using the CMP keyword, that is a field level keyword. Okay, so like this, so there is a many keywords are there. You can just try it yourself, and if you have any doubts, and you can just give a comment section. So next we'll discuss about the field reference file. So first of all, what is a field reference file? Since we have discussed about the physical files, and we also discussed about the flat files. And the physical file, what is the use of physical files and when it can be used in the physical, sorry, what is a field reference file and when it can be used for the field reference file. So just assume that, so you have a one company or you are called any business. Okay, so just take an example of HDFC. HDFC is a one bank. Okay, when it comes to, there is a separate department, so where it is has a some salary. Wait a minute. So just, yeah, sorry. So we have HDFC, and in this, if you can see multiple department like the personal loan, and then personal loan, and you have a some home loan department, and you have a some credit card, and we have a some debit card. This kind of different departments are there in your HDFC. Okay, so if you wanted to apply the personal loan, where you have to give the first name and last name and your date of birth and your mobile number and your other number, so all these fields are same. So when it comes to the home loan also, you have to give the first name and last name and mobile number and everything. So when it comes to the the to apply the credit card also, you have to give the first name, last name and mobile number and your date of birth and everything. For debit card also same. So if you observe this, so in the HDFC, so in the personal loan also you are using the same kind of fields. At least 5 to 6 fields are common. When it comes to the home loan also, 5 to 6 fields are common. When it comes to the credit card or debit card, whatever you wanted to apply, so there is a 4 or 5 fields are common. Here you can observe that there are some common fields. Okay, so for these common fields, you are used and you created the some files. For example, the personal loan, you have created the personal one, and for home one, and for credit one and credit one, and for debit one is a files. Okay, so where you have used the five common fields are there in the each file. Okay, each file you have a 5 common fields. So just assume that you have created these files whenever your business is started. Example, that HDFC started as a maybe in 2000. Okay, so in 2000 you have created this file, just assume that, and now in 2020 where you have a scenario, you wanted to change the any of field length. Okay, so whatever the common fields are there in 2000, and the first name field is I just use the 10A. So now I wanted to increment this is to the 20A. In that case, once the first name is increased, first name it is increased from 10A to 20A. So now what you have to do, you have to increase that value from the personal loan file and home loan file and credit file and debit card file, right? So where it's the changes are required in the 4 files, where it is as a only common fields, but you have to do the changes in the 4 files. So instead of that changing the 4 files, is there any other way where I can use my common fields into the one file and I refer those fields from that file? Okay, so there is a common file, it is called the field reference file. Okay, so here you can give the what are the common fields used for the different files. Okay, just as we discussed here, the personal loan, for home loan, credit and debit card, there's a common fields, right? The first name, last name, and there is a mobile number, date of birth, and these are the common fields. So these are the common fields you can declare into the field reference file. And if these fields you wanted to use in the any other file, so instead of declaring the name, data type and length, you can refer that length and data type from the this field reference file. So what is the use of it in future? If you wanted to, if any changes is happened into the data type or length or anything, so instead of changing these 4 or 5 files, you can just go and change the field reference file, so it can avoid the multiple changes, right? Then, so that is the use of the field reference file. So in the real time scenario, the field reference will have the only common fields, so where those fields can be used multiple times in your application. So whenever the changes are required, so instead of changing that field into the multiple files, just to go and change into the field reference file. Okay, so that is the use of the field reference file. So we'll just do the demo on this field reference file. So if you can see here, the field reference file simply reference file in the AS400, and simply reference file in the AS400 is a physical file and does not contain the any data. Field reference file usually does not having the any data. It keeps only the field description, that is a data type length. Okay, so DDS keyword, how you can refer the fields from the field reference file. In a sense, you have the two keywords, that is a ref, it is a file level, it is a file level keyword, and reference field, it is a field level keyword. In the ref, you can mention the file name from where you wanted to refer the fields, and ref field, you can give the field name in that file which field you wanted to refer. Just example, that for example you have a field reference called ff01. Okay, pff01 is a field reference file. It is having the some common fields, name and number and address. There's a three fields. Now you wanted to refer this name into the my file, that is a pf01 is a physical file. Here also I have a p name and p number, and instead of declaring the data type and length for this p name, I wanted to refer the name from the pff01. In that case, in the file level, you have to mention the pff01. Here you can use a refFLD and give the name. Okay, so this is how you can use these keywords. Okay, we'll do the demo, and that time you can get the clear understanding on this. So you can just take a, I just given the screenshot to for your understanding. It is a file level keyword where you have to give the file name. So that emp01 is the field reference file. Okay, and emp01 having the name and number. Okay, so for emp05, I wanted to refer the name from the emp01 and number from the emp01. So this is how you can use a ref and refFLD. Okay, so we'll do the demo on this. So for this, I need to create the two files. One is the field reference file, so let's create that. So FILD field, or else you can give the ref01, and it is a PF. I'll give IPPF record format ref01 or enter, and you can give the some R name. It is a reference name like this. You can assume it. So I'm giving the length as a 10, yeah, enter, and R number. It is a length as a 5, yes, 0, enter, and here you can give the or address. So this is also 10a. Okay, so you can just file it. I ref01 having the three fields: r name, r number, and r address. Okay, so just file it and compile it. Now I wanted to create pf01, or else I wanted to pfr01. Okay, and pf, so ibpf, so reference pfr01 or enter. So here I use the name. So instead of declaring the length and data type, this name attribute I wanted to refer from the ref01, because ref01 is my field reference file, and where name, number and address already declared over in that file. So I wanted to refer that uh, data type and length from the ref01, because those are my common fields. Instead of declaring the length and data type again and again, so I wanted to refer from there. So for that you have to use a here ref is there, right? Here you can mention the r, which means this field attributes are you are referring from the somewhere. Okay, so of you no need to declare the length and data type, since you wanted to refer it from the which field. So here you have to rf fld reference field, and you have to give the r name. Okay, so I wanted to refer as a r name, and in the file level you have to declare the file from which file you wanted to refer. By using the ref keyword, you can mention ref01. Okay, so from this file I wanted to refer. For name field I wanted to refer the r name, and you can also give the ibpf, we can give the number. So number also I wanted to refer. Whenever user reference, you should not give the length and data type, because so as per the system, for number field, the length and attributes, you are going to refer from the some other file. So what is that file? So whatever file you mention in the file level, so that is the file. In that file you have a three fields: name, number, address, and out of those three fields, which field you wanted to refer, you have to mention here by using the ref fld keyword. So ref fld keyword, for this number I wanted to use a r number, enter. Okay, so if you observe this, I have not given the any length and data type, I just use the r with reference, I given the reference field which you wanted to refer from the ref01. You can just compile it, file it. Okay, and just a 14 option, and now you try to give the update. So see, so you are not mentioned the length, but it is you are getting some length right here. So why you are getting, since you are referring from that into the ref01, you will get. Okay, so you can give some value. So I'll just do the run query for this rq, enter, enter. So now you can see, this is how you can see. So this is a field reference file. So field reference is basically having the common fields for your application. And if you wanted to use that fields, and you have to just in the file level, you can use a uh, ref function to tell us which file you wanted to refer, and ref fld is tell so which field you wanted to refer from that file. Okay, so these are the some commands we already discussed in the last session, the work MBI PDM, where you basically write the some source. Okay, like what we are writing for the PF TDS and field reference file DDS. And work obj PDM is it show the what are the objects in your library. So just to go to the work obj PDM here. So work obj pdm, just enter, and here you can mention the batch 11 is a library. In this library, these are the objects are present. Okay, it gives the list of objects for specific library. Say rtpf, it usually create the physical file, and work obj check is the object is present in your system or not, and if you wanted to work with that object, you can go with the work obj. Just take an example. So work obj rpf0 ref01. So here you can see the object is present, and here you can see the type and library and attribute. Attribute is a PF, so that I can understand that ref01 is a physical file. So what are the things you can do if you wanted to copy this same as ref, instead of that ref01, I wanted to create the new object, maybe ref01d to for d for duplicate. So like this you can create it the, so you can create it another duplicate object by using this. You can see refd also created. So if you wanted to see this description, right? Okay, when it was created, who created, and system created. This one here you can see the when the change date and time when it was changed. All this information you can see here. Okay. So basically, work object, work with object. DSPFD will give the display file in fields, the file information, physical file when it was created, all the biodata of the file. So DSPFFD, it gives the file fields information, And add PFM basically add any physical file member. So if it is multi-member related, RMVM is a remove the members. So change PFM is if you changed any attribute of existing physical file and without losing data, if you wanted to compile it that file again, you can use a change PF. Okay. So if you have any question, just put in a comment section. I'll try to answer them. Thanks for your class. Thanks for your time. Have a great day. Bye.